OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is work. Who wants to come in that? Darren.
Hey, I used to have a job. Well, like a normal job. I used to work as a bouncer. And when I worked as a bouncer, you get a lot of insults. No one ever tells you about the insults that you get. I'll tell you the worst insult I ever got, right? It was from a student, little shit. Nah, keep raising those fees, right? This student, right, he was causing trouble. I chucked him out. He just looked at me and he went, yeah, you're a bouncer. Is that what you always wanted to be? There was no moment I realised I wanted to be a bouncer. It's not like I was in school as a kid and my teacher sent me out the class for talking and I stood next to the door and I was like, actually, I'm pretty good at this. I never worked nice places, right? I worked this one place in South London, really rough, right? On my first day, they put me on search, and I was searching people, patting people down as you do. This guy walks in, he has a bit of an attitude, right? In his pocket, he has one of those, like, utility things with different parts. And as I'm searching him, I've said, oh, you've probably forgotten this, but you can't take that in because it's got a little blade on it. And he looked at me and he went, yeah, but it's also got a comb and a nail file. Like, yeah, but I'm not scared you're going to go in and open a salon, right? That's not the worry here, mate. And he goes, all right, what about this? And he reaches down, and I swear to God, he pulls out a 9-inch blade. Like, the blade was so big, I could see my own terrified reflection. I'm dealing with this guy for about an hour outside the club. He gets so angry, he said probably the scariest but most beautifulest thing I've ever heard anybody say ever. With complete anger on his face, looking at me, he just goes, I gave you the knife because I want to dance.
Thank you, Sam. That leaves us with Angela. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And it's relationships.
Ooh. Hello. I am in a relationship, ladies and gentlemen. I've been with my fella for 4 years, which is frankly a miracle, because I was single for a really long time before I met, like an embarrassingly long time. You know, I thought it was terminal. Some people find it very easy to get into relationships. They bounce from one to the next, no bother at all. I didn't find it that easy. Did you know even Oscar Pistorius managed to get himself a girlfriend when he was under house arrest? That's not fair, is it? She must have been shitting herself. Largely because it was safer than using the bathroom. I love that moment while you decide whether that's all right or not. I met my fellow online and I loved internet dating. Here's my little trick, right? If you're going to do it, what you do is you treat it like a game, like a hobby. Like I kept a spreadsheet of all my results. You know, no, because you meet some glorious losers along the way. I went on 2 dates. This one guy, I thought he could have been the one. Could have been, so much so that I invited him round to my house for dinner and he came round and we went to bed together because it's the 21st century and I'm a slag. And what I like, right? And we were about to get down to it and he said something to me no one's ever said to me before. He said, Angela, I'd really like it if you'd let me cover you in toothpaste. But no, you lot don't look shocked by that. Is that a thing? Toothpaste? I said, for starters, it's got a certain deep heat quality to it. You're going to cover me in a toiletry, at least make it imac and save me a job later. He'd even brought his own toothpaste with him. Yeah, and it wasn't the cheap stuff either. It was Oral-B. Which, incidentally, is also what I graded him on my spreadsheet.
Thank you very much. Points there for Angela. Come on back. The first subject is relationships. Who wants to come in that? Reese.
It's a pretty exciting time for me at the moment. My girlfriend is currently planning the wedding. Sorry, not girlfriend anymore, is it? I keep doing that. It's not girlfriend. She gets so annoyed. My ex-girlfriend is planning her wedding. It's very hurtful for me to watch, but one of those things. Anyway, got a new girlfriend now, because that's how comedy works. Got a new one, and she's all right, my girlfriend. She's pretty good. She's not perfect. She's got her quirks and her tics, like she pronounces it espresso instead of expression. She's weird. And relationships about compromise, though, aren't they? We all know that. Like, she doesn't want to watch football, and I don't want to die alone, so we don't watch football. That's the yin and the yang. You give and you take. We're trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep it exciting, me and my girlfriend, you know, trying to keep it, you know, lively, try new things all the time. Like, she keeps talking about how she wants to have sex outside of the relationship. I don't know. constant surprises, me and my girlfriend. She bought me a gift the other day. I went round to the flat. There was this gift. It was a word of the day calendar. Don't know if you've seen these. Pretty cool. Different word every day of the year. That is more than 100 words. Pretty cool. Favourite word for me so far from the calendar? Exponentially. Ah, what a word. Exponentially. Use it all the time now. In fact, I'd say, ever since learning the word exponentially, my use of the word exponentially has increased loads. I use it all the time. Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Bruce. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is transport.
So I got here by train. For the whole journey, there was a child opposite screaming. I could even hear him through my wolf mask. But it was a quiet carriage and people were getting annoyed, so in the end, we both stopped howling. When a stewardess got on the train, she looked at me and said, "Do you mind if I do my makeup on the train?" I said, "Well, it's still going to look like a train, isn't it?" She put her hand out and said, "I'm Amber." I said, "Yes, I think you've overdone the makeup." Anyway, one thing led to another, and, well, I'm going to skip a bit now. I was sitting in traffic the other day, and I got run over.
Thank you very much, Milton. Point again. I go to Milton Jones. Come on back. The first subject is travel. Who wants to come in on that? Harry.
I do a lot of travel. I actually do a lot of flying. I had to fly over here because I live on an island. I flew with Icelandair, and I used to work for Icelandair as a flight attendant. It's actually quite common to only have, like, men serving the food and only women flying the planes. And this is the 21st century, after all. But a lot of the passengers are, like, elderly men from the 20th century. And it was so much fun to be on those flights with the trolley, because you get to see the elderly male passenger reaction to two men with food, which was usually like... Look, Gunnar, the captain himself is bringing coffee for us. Hang on, who is flying the plane? And then a woman would do the announcement, politely, professionally, like, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sigríður Einarsdóttir, I'm your captain today. We'll be flying to London Heathrow in approximately 3... And these old men would be like, it's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman. It was like a musical number starting, it's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman. How could this happen? And they would, like, ask, like, excuse me, is it really a woman flying the plane? And it annoyed me so much that I always said, yes. And she's having her period. You have a problem with that, old man? And they would ask, like, is that allowed? Of course it's allowed. What's wrong with you? It's ridiculous. In fact, I trust a woman way better to fly a plane than a man. They seem to take it more seriously. I can understand everything they say during the announcement. I never understand a male pilots at Icelandair. They all sound the same. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain and the first but makes spirits a little bit of a deal because hope you enjoy the service. And when it's finally over, people are like, what? What did he say? Like, it must be awful if you're afraid of flying. But if you are afraid of flying, you should never fly with our other airline in Iceland, because it's called Wow! But it's not a very reassuring name for an airline. Wow, it's like they don't even know how they got up there in the first place. Wow! How did we do that? An airline called Wow, that's like having a bank that's called Fuck! Put your money here!
Thank you. OK, that leaves us with Tom. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is marriage.
OK. Yes, well, since it's Pride Month, I will also talk about being gay, because it's all I've got. And, and no, in many ways, in this country, it's a great time to be gay, because we have things like gay marriage, or as I like to call it, garage. marriage is designed to bring equality so that gay people can finally be as miserable as straight people. And it comes up against a lot of opposition, and you see it now, like recently in Australia they had it where it comes up against opposition from a lot of religious groups and clubs, the Catholic Church. And you can understand why. I'm sure a lot of us will remember the Bible stories from school. Do you remember the one where Jesus stood on the mount, didn't he? And he said, "Verily I say to thee, love thy neighbour as thy love thyself. Look after the poor, heal the sick, feed the hungry. Don't start fights or wars. Just look after each other, love each other, and you'll all be fine." But I cannot stand them damn queers. I think it's disgusting what they do to each other. I mean, why have they got to be so up in your face about it all the time? I mean, who's the wife? It's a very famous parable.
Thank you very much, Tom. Points that go to Tamara. Everybody come back. The first subject is journalism. Who wants to come in that? Glenn.
I always wanted to be a journalist, even when I was a kid, even when I was on my gap year, backpacking around Surrey. I remember the day I told my family I wanted to be a newsreader. I was at my nan's leaving drinks, which sounds a lot nicer than wake, doesn't it? And, I felt bad because I never really got to know her, and I never really got to know my granddad because he died decades before I was born after a difficult 6-year battle with Germany. I remember my grandmother told me just before she died, she said, "Glenn, it doesn't matter what you achieve in life. It doesn't matter what you achieve. As long as by the end of your life you're happy and you can afford your own bed, that's all you need." That's the last thing she told me on her death chair. I used to love being a newsreader. Before that, I was a roving reporter, and it was great fun. I got to travel the world, got to learn new languages. Before that, I couldn't really speak any other languages. I could speak some French. I could say, like, "Hi, my name is Glenn. I would like 2 baguettes, please," but apparently that's still English. Once I even got to be a red carpet reporter. I got to stand on the red carpet for the National Voiceover Awards. It was amazing. I got to interview the guy that had just won the award for best work in disguising a victim's voice on Crime Watch. And I remember saying to him, "You must be so delighted for your award." And he said, "Well, there's just so many people I'd like to thank."
Very good, very good. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. And the topic is history.
Some things in history are good, some things are bad, some things are good, and then they get bad. Like my great-great-great-uncle was bored in the trenches during the war, so he invented the high-vis jacket. That was the last thing he did. People don't really understand evolution, do they? I was talking to an Australian the other day, and he thought that he came from Darwin. Recently, I wrote a book called All the Things I've Ever Done in My Entire Life, and I don't want to spoil it, but in the end, I write a book. So what's got 2 eyes and smokes? Pompeii. Too soon? My grandfather, he can't do what he used to, you know, bomb the Japanese. And it turns out you can't actually keep an artefact that you find with a metal detector if it's already in the British Museum.
Thank you very much. After that round, the point goes to Gabor. The first subject is religion. Who wants to come in that? Tess.
I'm religious, not very popular these days. It surprises me how much people don't know about my religion, Islam, given how much it's in the news. I've got a... we've nailed that. I've got a good friend called Jonathan. We've been friends for years. He doesn't know that much about me. A couple of months ago, me and Jonathan were in a nice restaurant, having a nice meal. Next to us a table, minding their own business. We're minding our own business. Everyone's having a wonderful time. Halfway through my meal, the balloon closest to me from the birthday table, it burst. And I just shouted out in my excitement, Jesus Christ. Jonathan lost his damn mind. Oh, Jesus Christ, is it? What happened to your Allah and Muhammad now, mate? I'm like, Jonathan, what have you won? He went, nah, mate, it's just you bang on about being Muslim, yeah? But in that moment when you were scared, when you were fearful for your safety, you didn't think of Allah, you didn't think of Muhammad, your mind went straight to our Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. What does that shit say about you? Rubbish Muslim. All right, Jonathan, I can clearly see this is the best day of your life. 3 things. Thing number 1, you should be aware of this, but if you're not, for Muslims, Jesus, that's our vice captain. Secondly, me just invoking Jesus Christ is just me invoking a British cultural saying. If anything, it shows how well integrated I am. Thank you very much. And thirdly, most importantly, Jonathan, if at that moment there was a loud bang, I shouted in Arabic, you'd have shit yourself!
Thank you very much, Charles. Very good. OK, that leaves us with Tom. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is driving.
Oh. I have to drive because I run like that. Now, I don't want you guys to think I'm a failure just because I live at home with my mum and dad and I'm 35 years old. Because recently, one of the things I did is I finally passed my driving test. You would not clap if you'd seen me do it. I found the whole process very stressful, and I get quite nervous about it. And people aren't very much help when you feel nervous. Like I'd say, oh, I'm feeling nervous, and they go, oh, don't be nervous. Oh, thanks very much, I hadn't thought of it like that. Where I live, when you first pass your driving test, everyone has to go on this one rite of passage drive to an out-of-town shopping centre which goes by the name of Blue Water. And so I decided I wouldn't go on my own. I thought I'd take someone with me. I'll take my dad with me because I've got a good relationship with my dad, and I thought this would be a great way to end it. And, like, the last thing my dad taught me how to do was how to box. Yeah. When I was being picked on at school. Can you imagine? And he was just standing there going, it's all right, you just got to punch my hands. Just try punching my hands. I was cowering in the corner going, no, Dad, no, I can't do it. I can't deal with confrontation. It doesn't sound right in my accent. My dad was going, oh, I thought you'd be much better at this. I mean, you've already got the silk dressing gown on and everything. So we're sat there in the car, right, and there's already a tension, and we're going along, and we come to some traffic lights, and they're red. That means you have to stop. I've done the theory test as well. Anyway, the lights went from red to amber to green, and I went to drive off, and what happened is I stalled the engine. And my dad, bless him, he turned to me, and he said, concentrate! Which is such a calming thing to say.
Thank you very much, well done, both of you. And that round of applause go to Tessania. Well done. And the first subject is friends. Susie.
Yep. I'm sick of mine. That'll be the first thing. Absolutely sick, and I'll tell you for why. They've all started having babies. It started with Poppy. Poppy's my posh friend, you can tell, because her name's Poppy. And she rang me a little while ago and she said to me, Suze, I was wondering, do you want to come to Barney's first birthday party? And my first reaction was no. The main reason I didn't want to go to Poppy's kids' party was because of Poppy's mum, Camilla. Poshest lady I have ever met. She's one of those people, she's so posh that she doesn't move her face when she talks. You know, one of those, oh, hi, welcome to Hardy, it's great to see you, how are you doing? Oh, my God, have you met Hugo? You simply must meet Hugo. What's happened there is the weight of our own privilege is literally stopping her from using muscles. But she does this very odd thing. Whenever she introduces me to people, she moves her face a little bit. And it's because whenever she introduces, she always lets them know I'm gay. But when she does it, she puts on this very weird voice, very strained voice. She basically puts on the voice of a deaf person. So she would go, oh, hi, welcome to the party, it's great to see you, how are you doing? Oh, my God, who met Susie? You certainly must meet Susie. Susie doesn't have a husband, because she's a lesbian. And you go... That is offensive to lesbians and to the deaf community. They won't hear, but speak up.
Thank you very much, Studio Hall. OK, that leaves it with Reese. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. OK, it's technology.
Nice and topical. Good stuff. I borrowed my dad's laptop recently, right? Don't do that, is my advice. One of the biggest regrets of my life. I needed to use one, mine broke, used his. I don't know why I did this. I clicked history. And it was empty, and that's worse. Let me tell you, that is worse. My own father, private browsing, unbelievable. Okay? Everyone's so paranoid now. Everyone's so scared about being spied on and stuff. Like, there's all these smart TVs, all these articles about how they got cameras in them. They're filming us just watch TV. I keep telling people that is not national security. That is shit Gogglebox, right? Gogglebox, right? Only good because of the edit, right? It's only good because of the edit. I learned that the hard way because my mum thought it would be fun to do homemade Gogglebox with my dad, right? She thought it would be fun if she put her phone down next to the TV and recorded her and my dad watching an episode of The Crown. But they forgot instantly. So they just made a 55-minute silent movie. A middle-aged couple who don't like each other anymore. It's like a Harold Pinter play. It's bleak as shit. To be fair, she speaks twice in the hour. He doesn't speak once. He doesn't even look at her. But she speaks twice, once 4 minutes in to go, can you turn it up a bit? And once 3 minutes later to go, Michael, it is still not loud enough. And that is it. That's the whole episode. We don't need to worry about them filming us and spying on us. We're giving them the information. It's data, isn't it? We're data. You know, but then we're still humans. That's why we're worried. But we're just data. It's all on social media. We're giving it away. Facebook's the one to worry about. I don't even mean Cambridge Analytica. I mean before that. Do you remember a while ago, you'd go on Facebook and there'd be an advert for something you Googled a couple of days earlier, right? And we'd all be terrified. Like, what? How do they know? Then we figured out what cookies of the internet are and we chilled out. Now you go on Facebook and there's an advert for something you've thought. You've never really expressed an interest in. You've not typed anywhere, just been thinking in the back of your mind, and then Facebook pops up 2 days later, like, oh, you're looking for some beans? You're like, what the hell, Mark? How'd you know that? And I know how. It's because they're listening to us, right? That's my theory. They're recording us. I did an experiment to prove this theory, where for a whole week, every time I was by my laptop, I would open up Facebook and I would say the phrase Domino's Pizza. For a whole week, 10 times a day, every single day, Domino's Pizza. And after a week, I went on Facebook, every single advert was for Imodium. They are listening to us.
Thank you very much. Well done, both of you. Points there go to Susie. Come on back. And the first interview is exercise.
OK, well, I'm fairly new to the exercise game. I tried it once a few years ago. I got myself a personal trainer. I don't know if you've ever had one of those psychopaths in your life. I knew it wasn't going to work out when the first thing she said to me was, so, Angela, tell me, what is your current exercise regime? If I had one of those, I wouldn't need you, love, would I? Also, I don't like your use of the word regime. It makes it sound like my body's some sort of communist state. It isn't, it's just a state. Now, sort it out. But recently, I went to my first fitness class. My friend took me to a fitness class. I was very nervous going in, because I'm not a gym person, you know, and I thought it was going to be full of people all pumped-up gym bunnies, and I'd look out of place, you know, and I walked in, and I was delighted to find it was full of other overweight, middle-aged women. And then 3 seconds later, I thought, well, it don't work then, does it? It's like going to AA and they're all pissed. But I did it and I loved it, right? And I love my fitness classes now. I do 2 or 3 a week. My favourite is one called Body Pump, which is brilliant. It's a weightlifting class, but it's also very good for the core, because you spend an hour trying to keep a fart in. Recently, my boyfriend, he's an ultra-marathon runner, right? We're very different. And he said to me recently, he said, you should try running, right? When I stopped laughing, he said, no, honestly, there's this app you can download. It's called Couch to 5K. He says it takes someone like you who's never run before, and it shows you how you can run 5K in 9 weeks. I was like, you cheeky bastard, even I can run 5K in 9 weeks.
That leaves it with Reese. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is family.
There I am. Really close to my family, really close. Growing up, my mum always used to say, if you masturbate too much, you go blind. It's a weird thing to say to a child, isn't it? That's what she used to say. If you masturbate too much, you go blind. And then 1 week ago, she asked me to drive her to get laser eye surgery. Perfect. perfect. The other thing she'd say was, oh, so if Dan jumped off a cliff, you'd do that as well, would you? I was like, yes, Mum, what don't you understand about a suicide pact? My grandma as well, way too sassy at the moment. Way too sassy, my grandma. She keeps banging on about how much better it was in her day. Constantly, always. Went to the cinema recently, right? First time I've been to the cinema since Orange Wednesday's collapsed. Big day. I've been saving up for a long time. I thought, you know what? I'm going to treat my grandma. Because, like, she's got Meerkat movies, so still 2 for 1. And we went to see a film called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't, you must. Way to make a classic even more classic. Perfect film to see with your grandma. It combines popular things from different eras. You know, like, what's popular in 2018? Zombies. What was popular in 1918? Pride, sure. Prejudice, just a bit. So it's marrying together our favourite part. She hated it, though. We left the cinema, she was whinging. She said, oh, it was so much better in my day. Everything was so much better in my day. And listen, we all know that's not true. Does no one else find that kind of rude? To brag to me about a time period I will never get to experience because I was not alive at the time. I don't go and visit her, sit her down, look in her 84-year-old face and go, the future is going to be amazing. Robots bring us breakfast and racism dies out.
Thank you very much. Well done, both of you. Points go to Angela. The first subject is parties.
Hello. I get invited to parties. I get invited to hen parties quite a lot. I get invited as the token gay. I know. I never seem to get invited to the stag parties. I don't know why. Maybe people think I wouldn't be very good at zip wiring through North Wales. A little while ago, I got invited to a friend of mine's hen party, a friend of mine from school, and it was being organised by her chief bridesmaid, Emma. And Emma is, how would you describe her? Passive-aggressive? I knew I had to go to this hen party because suddenly I was added to a WhatsApp group. WhatsApp, WhatsApp, what's up? I'll tell you what's up. I looked at my phone. I had 324 notifications from people I did not know. I'm in this group with the mother of the bride. We've all got to call her Mum, her sister, Auntie Wendy, and then they're all sending selfies to each other, except Auntie Wendy can't send a selfie, can she? She sends a video of her eyebrow. Twice. It's used up all my data, all my storage is gone. Then something pink covers the lens at the end of the video, which you assume is a finger, but you don't like to ask. Then I had to go to this hen cottage, right, this dream hen cottage, which was just outside Reading. I pulled up, I donned a penis headdress, put a pink sash on, got out of the car. Right, Emma was answering the door in a steadily escalating pitch of excitement. Oh, my God, hi, you look amazing, coming in. Oh, my God, hi, you look amazing, coming in. Oh, hi, Tom. Rude. Then... to go and introduce myself to all the other hens, and if there is one thing worse than being invited to a hen party as the token gay, it's if they've invited another token gay. And who was it? This guy Kevin, right? He's a dancer. He's got a hat on. He's a better gay than me. You can't compete with that. Then we've got to go off and do all these activities. We started the day with a guacamole making class. What the hell is a guacamole making class? You can't chop an avocado. It's basically just mush. Then we had to go to a tango lesson. I can't do it. I haven't got the hips for it. Kevin can. He's actually very talented. Then, right, we had to go on a gondola ride round Reading. I mean, it's hardly Venice, is it, when you're going past a Matalan? Auntie Wendy's going, oh, it's just like St Mark's Square, isn't it? Or is that Asda car park? Anyway, I wish I had been on a zip wire somewhere in Wales. Thank you.
OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is travel. There you go.
So I'm in Brazil, and I bought some fruit of some of the indigenous people, and they turned round and said, people who bought fruit on Amazon also bought these sausages. I don't know if you've ever fallen asleep while eating a plate of broccoli and woken up and thought you were in a forest. What's worse than that, though, is falling asleep in a forest and waking up and trying to finish the broccoli. The Paris Metro. That's the weirdest Tesco I've been in. Easter Island, that's a difficult place to find, but it's in a different place every year. The weirdest thing I ever saw, though, I was in Reading and I saw this hen party. Thanks, that doesn't normally work.
Oh, very good. Points there for Tom Allen at the end. On the back. The first subject is courage. Who's giving that? Ed Gamble.
There it is, the traditional representation of courage. I got called a pussy the other day. You're all just going to sit there and go, yeah. But no, right, I agree with the sentiment. I don't agree with the choice of word. I think that is a wrong choice of word to use, because essentially what that person was saying is they were saying, I think you're so cowardly, I feel justified in comparing you to the vagina. I think that is very unfair on the vagina. There is nothing cowardly about that thing. That is the bravest thing in the universe. It pushes whole humans out of it. Words I'd use to describe that: hardy. Rugged. It's the biological equivalent of a Timberland boot. What do we use when we want to talk about bravery? The balls. They got balls. Big balls. I think that's wrong, because I can only speak for my own balls, but they shy away from any sign of danger. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be a dangerous situation. It can just be a slightly cold bath. You're like, oh, I'm ready for this bath. Here I go down to the water's edge. They're having none of it. They're like, before they even get to the meniscus, absolutely not. Climb back inside him. Go, 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 go. Don't forget the bag. Don't forget the bag. Fold it up. Fold up the bag real tight. My balls are pussies.
OK, that leaves us with Ed Byrne. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is parenting.
Don't you think she looks like she wants him to put that kid down? Yeah, my wife and I have adopted a style of parenting known as spoiling the shit out of the little bastard. We are spoiling our kids rotten. A couple of Christmases ago, right, December 2016, just before Christmas, we took our children to Lapland to visit Santa Claus. You know, the guy we made up, yeah? You know that not real person that we invented to take credit for the shit we buy our children? Well, we got on a plane and flew to another country to visit a fictional character. I can never make fun of people for going to Lourdes ever again. We spent the price of a decent skiing holiday going on... Yes, I did say that. That's how posh we are in our house now. We spent the price of a decent skiing holiday going on a wild goose chase for 2 nights and 3 days to Lapland, run around after all these actors, pretend to be elves, leading us on all these little mini adventures to find clues. I loved it. I was so caught up in it. By the end of the second day, I'm turning to my wife going, God, I hope we're going to get to meet Santa Claus. It's like, are you an idiot, are you? We're going to meet Santa Claus. That's happening. It's a dead cert. We paid to meet Santa Claus. Woo! And on the second night, Mrs. Claus came to the hotel room and read the kids a bedtime story. Who knew Mrs. Claus was a Scouser? And then on the third day, on the way to the airport, we found him. We tracked him down. He was at his workshop. Should have looked there in the first place. Could have saved a fortune. He was a really good Santa Claus. He was like, the beard looked real. He was the right level of fat. He didn't stink of fags. It was great, and I wanted to blow their minds. I wanted to be the most amazing moment of their young lives. So as we're leaving, I go, how cool was that? We got to meet Santa Claus. And the two of them look at me and go, That's not enough. I'm sorry, that's just... I know you don't appreciate how much this all cost, but we've been running around in the snow now for 72 hours and not a feckin' ski was put on. So... I'm going to ask you again, and this time I want to see a bit more wonder in your beautiful little faces. We got to meet Santa Claus, the man himself. How awesome is that? And the two of them are just like, yeah, but we met him last year at Westfield Shopping Centre.
Thank you very much. And the point at dinner and go to Ed. The first subject is travel.
So I was having a wank in Dubai. It wasn't planned. Well, most of them aren't, are they? I just was outside having some lunch and I lowered my cutlery and went, it's time. That's enough vitamin D. Time for some vitamin me. And I went up to my room, right, and I opened up my laptop to watch some of the gay porn. Because I'm gay. I didn't need to clarify that, did I? I don't think there's anybody watching this thinking, oh, he's straight and he watches gay porn. How progressive of him. Well done. So I tried to watch some of the gay porn, right, but I couldn't because the gay porn was blocked because it's illegal to be gay in Dubai, right? Which is weird because there is gay bars in Dubai. Oh, not gay bars, prisons. So since the gay porn was blocked, I had to watch some of the straight stuff. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So I was watching the straight amateur porn, right, and amateur as well, because amateur's better, because when you watch amateur porn, there's a little bit of you that thinks, I can do that. Gives you a good self-esteem boost. Same reason why I watch Scottish football. And so when I was doing my thing over the straight stuff, right, a knock on the door happened, and I thought, I better answer the door, because they might have a key to the room. Right, so I got up quickly, and I put my willy down in between my legs into stealth mode. And I pulled my trousers up, and I started walking towards the door, like that. And I opened up the door, and a guy was just standing there, and he handed me a chocolate bar, and then walked away. I still do not know to this day why he did that. I've never been so confused in my whole life. Because I took the chocolate bar off him and I shut the door and I started walking around the room thinking, oh my God, maybe there's a camera in here. They've seen me watching straight porn and now they're training me like a dog to do it again.
OK, let me just with Ed to see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is diet.
So, my last job was handing out chocolate bars in a Dubai hotel. I try and stay healthy. I listen to all the wrong people about health, though. I've started reading health blogs, like health bloggers. They're all the same sorts of people. They're sort of posh young women in their early 20s. They say things like, first thing in the morning, to energise yourself, why not have hot water and lemon? Hot water and lemon to energise... There is no way hot water and lemon is energising me in the morning. The only way that would happen would be if I squeezed the lemon in my eye and poured the water on my dick. I do not want your hot water and lemon because I'm not a kettle that needs descaling. The other thing they all talk about is something that I like to call the cauliflower conspiracy. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is the idea that if you like to have anything unhealthy, you need to replace that immediately with cauliflower. The worst offender for this is cauliflower pizza. I'll tell you what this is. Right, they say, oh, it's like normal pizza, but you take away the dough base and you replace it with a disc of mashed up cauliflower. So, nothing like normal pizza. I made one, it took me 6 hours. First thing you've got to do is grate the cauliflower. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, the cauliflower is not a shape for grating. It's not a shape, is it? It's just chaos. It's everywhere. It's so fragile, you touch it to metal, it immediately explodes. It's like you're in the middle of Frozen. You end up with this vegetable dandruff, you put it in the microwave, you warm it up, that makes it really wet, you have to get the moisture out of the cauliflower, then you have to pat it down into a rough base shape. Then they say, choose the topping. Whatever you like, you can choose whatever topping you like, and I think we can agree I had lost most of my day up until this point. So I thought, I'm going to claw a victory back right at the last minute, so the topping I chose was a whole Domino's.
Thank you very much. Well done, both of you, with the points there. For the ladies. Sit back down. The first subject is childhood.
Oh. Well, hello. Anyway, childhood, yes. Now, I think the most stressful thing about being a child is if it's someone's birthday. I do think the social world for 9-year-olds is really quite exhausting. And say it was someone's birthday in your class. Say it was like Ryan's birthday. Ryan would have been bought a pad of pre-printed invitations on which he would have had to write his details. So you'd basically get an invitation which basically read, Ryan is having a birthday party on the 23rd of May! And then what would happen is you'd forget all about Ryan's birthday party until the day of Ryan's birthday party, and then your mum would walk in and go, oh, shit! It's Ryan's birthday party. We ain't bought him nothing. You can't go empty-handed. People will think we're poor. What is Ryan like? And this was a time in history when I'd say something like, oh, I don't know, maybe a Tamagotchi? My mum said, what the hell is a Tamagotchi? I'd say, well, it's just like a keyring. It's a bit of fun. Like, you've got to give it food and water, keep it alive, make sure it doesn't die. And I remember my mum saying, we've been doing that for you for 9 years! And then you'd be driven round to Ryan's house, complaining all the way. Your mum saying, you'll enjoy it when you get there, knowing full well you wouldn't. Right, you'd get there, you'd be allowed to walk up the path on your own. In the background, you'd hear the sound of meow, which was your parents deserting you for the afternoon with these strangers. Right, you'd ring the doorbell. Ryan's mum, Anne, would answer the door. Anne was having a very stressful time because Anne was organising the birthday party and the party bags. And party bags back then were very stressful. I'm sure party bags now are all just iPads and Tara Masalata. But back then, it was a tiny plastic bag and you had to fill it up with felt-tip pens, a box of Smarties, a tube of refreshers, and then a tiny game where you had to get a ball bearing into a hole. Which was enough. And Ryan's mum would say, come into my house. Then you have to go and play games, right? It was always like musical chairs, although what musical they were doing it from, I don't know. It was never Sondheim, was it? It was Agadoo. And then you had to have a birthday tea, which Anne would have organised resentfully. And a birthday tea back then would have consisted of crisps and chocolate together, which is disgusting. Pink wafers. Oh, pink wafers. Oh, they're so delicious, aren't they? They taste of, oh, pink. Oh. What are they made of? Sillet bang? Nobody knows. And then you'd have party rings. Oh, party rings. Never as much fun as they sound. And what is a party ring anyway? It's basically just a dried-up biscuit covered in enamel. And just you're trying to get your teeth through that, suddenly the lights would go out, and I'd always think, oh, my God, are we being raided? But no, then what would happen is suddenly Anne would re-emerge, quite satanically underlit by flames. And she'd walk in going, ha, 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 ha. We don't have to sing Happy Birthday. It's probably the dreariest song in the world. It's supposed to be the happiest day of your year. Then Ryan would have to blow out his candles. He'd basically just spit all over it. Make a wish, Ryan, maybe for a dry cake. But you'd never get to try it because Anne would whisk it away into the kitchen, chop it up into chunks, shove it in a paper Transformers napkin, put all these chunks in their party bags, hand those out to everybody, then turn to everybody and go, get the hell out of my house!
OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is jobs. There you go.
The first job I ever had was washing dishes in an international radar station, but the dishes were a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. But that was quite a stir-fry we had. I remember the last words of my grandfather. He said, you selfish boy. And not long after that, I became a fishmonger. Hopefully, I've got a book coming out soon. Shouldn't have eaten it, really. So much for Taylor Swift. She sent back my trousers unmended. Eventually. Horse whisperers. What they do is they go up to horses and they go... And the horses go, OK, fair enough. Beware Chinese horse whisperers. They go up to horses and they go... That horse tells another horse. That horse tells another horse. By the end, the last horse is going...
Again, and points go to Tamara.